All right, welcome into the latest Bengals training camp report. Paul Ainer Jr., Jay Morrison here with you. Day 10. Day 10 has happened, and not a ton that went on today. Special teams heavy today, and we saw really one big 11 on 11 session, and it was from digging out of your own end, having to get a first down or two out beyond the 20, and that was it. No T. Higgins. Gave him the day off. Jamar Chase, of course, 10 for 10, wearing the hat. But not a ton happened, but we're pros. We're pros,
Look
maybe
at all this.
even. Yeah, we're ready. We've still got to take away a play and a thing that they say. So take it away, Jay.
I don't know if this is a takeaway or a punt, but I've never been less sure about a position battle in camp than I am with what's going on at punter right now. Three guys. Today we saw Brad Robbins. I don't know if shank's the right word, but two poor punts to kick off the session. The new guy, Ryan Rico, booming again. His entire session was really good. He had one that he punted from his own. Well, he was back further. The line of scrimmage was 25, punted it all the way to the other three. My quick math says 72 yards for that punt. He's been really impressive, but he's also been really inconsistent. And then Austin McNamara, the other undrafted guy, he's been up and down. I really have no idea where this is going to go. I don't think Zach Taylor has any idea where this is going to go. He was asked if all three guys are going to punt in the preseason game Saturday, and he didn't seem to have an answer for that. So this is as wide open of a position battle as I've seen in my time covering the team.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that there's three punters here kind of speaks to that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bringing another guy. I don't know, maybe we can find some sort of stability somewhere. We feel like we get any sense of what's going on, but I don't think they do. But there's plenty of games to figure that out. My takeaway is Cam Sample goes on IR, lost for the season, tears his Achilles. A guy that they loved in the back of that defensive line room, kind of does it all, does whatever dirty work you need. Year 4, you've got week to week still on Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson, who are going to be fine for the regular season. So you're seeing a lot of Miles Murphy and Joseph Osai right now. My thing is, I think there's a lot of pessimism that I see out there about the defensive line. I still think they're in good shape. Like I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the run. I'm not sure what exactly is going to be happening in the defensive tackle position. I really like their top 4 on the edges. I think Joseph Osai in a contract year is a good thing. I think Miles Murphy, I still think Miles Murphy is going to have a good year. We saw him whip Amarius Mims at one point today, back at what would have probably been maybe a safety or a sack near the goal line. I just think there's a lot to like about those guys behind 2 proven veterans. Now, the middle part will work itself out. They've got guys that can play in Rankins and Hill. I still feel like that's a solid part of this team. I don't feel like there's reason to freak out. The Sample thing, look, you'd love to have him, but it was crowded back there anyway. 6th-round pick Cedric Johnson is a guy that they like. You're looking for spots for him. Zach Carter, Jay Tufele. There's just a lot of pieces back there. I still think they're in good shape in that room, despite what I think maybe some people feel right now.
Well, and you talk about not being able, or you don't know if they can stop the run. The guy they drafted to stop the run, McKinley Jackson, left practice today. He took himself out of a drill, first play of the drill, went and got looked at by the trainers, got on a cart and rode off. We don't know where that stands, but I mean, you look at the guys that are not going to be available. They've got more guys that will not be available Saturday night or choose not to play at defensive line than guys that are available. So that's another position that we'll see how it sorts out. I'm with you. I don't think it's dire yet, but it went from the deepest position group on the team to all of a sudden there's quite a bit of attrition.
All right, well, let's go to the play. What's your play?
So you mentioned it, the goal line situation. They start on their own 2. They work their way out. Well, of course, the first team offense has a false start, get backed up to the 1-yard line. They try a running play. Joseph Osai just stops Zach Moss dead in his tracks, safety in the end zone. The defense goes nuts. You don't see safeties in practice very often. It was an impressive play. He gave credit to his other guys for opening it up for him. But it was kind of indicative of the day. It was the first team offense. The first time they went out there, they went 3 and out. It was the first team offense has had a pretty, I don't say easy time, but they've done pretty well in these move the ball drives. Not today at all. It was the exact opposite, where the second team offense had some success against the second team defense coming off the goal line, but really got to we didn't get to see a lot in 11-11, but we got to see something we rarely see, which was the Osai safety.
I appreciated Osai throwing him down to the ground as part of it being like, look, I know we're not supposed to necessarily do this, but in this moment, I'm throwing him down to the ground. He said, yeah, there's a line there, but you know what? When we're here in our house, we can do that stuff as a team, and I'm good friends with those guys. But there was a couple of times where it was right on the edge of a fight today, whether it was Osai in the run game, Alex Kappa was in the mix with somebody else one time. A little bit of feeling it, sort of like everybody would be on day 10. My play today is going to be from DJ Turner. It was a ball that Burrow threw out of his own end zone on third down that felt like I'm going to try this and see if I can do this. And it was one that DJ Turner was right there, hit him in the hands. He's kind of diving for it, but couldn't pull it in. We sort of laughed about that Mr. PBU nickname that was given to him. But the point being that you got to be making those plays. And Zach Taylor was specifically asked about DJ Turner in his press conference today. And it was fine, like the energy he's bringing. It wasn't a long, ringing endorsement like you hear. Now, that doesn't mean anything necessarily when we were reading into it. But, again, the type of play that you want to see DJ Turner make in year 2. The PBU is nice, but get that pick when they give him the chance. Wasn't able to do that today. All right, what do you got for thing they say?
Just to follow that up real quick, is the play before that, Burrow couldn't find anyone open, and he spiked it into the dirt. So then it's third down. He couldn't find it. It wasn't as long that he held the ball, but it was longer than normal, longer than you would wait to throw the ball over the middle. And he is lucky that it didn't get picked off. That was that 3-and-out that started the whole practice for them. For a thing that they say, of course, everyone mobbed Evan McPherson after practice, after Harrison Butker signed his 4-year, $26.5 million contract. Everybody's waiting for the Evan McPherson deal. Evan said, we're still grinding. And then he went on to say, I cannot confirm nor not deny what will transpire because truly I'm not certain. So it sounds like they're working towards it, but he's not saying, oh, it'll happen. He did say if it happens, he's going to be really happy. If it doesn't happen, he's going to be happy. He said he'd be fine going into the season without a deal. He knows eventually something's going to happen. So it's still he's kind of taking the tack that Duke took on Mock Turtle Soup Day. It could happen in 10 seconds. It could happen in 10 years. It's it's wide open right now, but I'd be stunned if they don't come to a deal before season starts.
It shouldn't be this hard.
No, they're
I mean, these kicker deals all look exactly the same. Now, Butker comes on over the top, but they all should be somewhere in this area. It shouldn't be that hard to do. So you would think that if it doesn't get done, you got to wonder what the hell's going on.
Right, yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but it is early. I mean, it's day 10. It's early August. There's plenty of time for that to get done, and obviously Evan has interest in doing that. Thing they say, I'm going to go with Trent Brown, who we talked to for the first time in a long time today, who, you know what he sounded like? He sounded like a guy who's been in this league for 10 friggin' years and doesn't need to be told what his training camp needs to look like. Okay? I know what it takes for me to get myself ready. We got some time to get me to the regular season. I'll get there. I'll be fine. A lot of I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It'll be just like riding a horse. Bike is exactly what he said. And so Trent Brown, he's backing individuals today. He's going to get a little bit more work. A lot of, it's all good. I know what I'm doing. It'll be fine. You're going to have your problems and worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. I've done this before. I've been in this rodeo. I know how it goes. So Trent Brown's cool with it. We'll see what it means for him in terms of whether he's starting week 1. But that's what we heard from Trent Brown today. All right. Bengals are off tomorrow, whatever day that is. It's tomorrow, Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I just don't know anymore. I can't keep track. They're off, and then they'll be back, of course, leading all the way up to the first preseason game on Saturday against Tampa Bay, right back over here at Paycor Stadium. These are the practice fields, the Kettering Health practice fields, and we'll keep bringing you these reports as long as they keep letting us into practice. I think they're going to keep doing that. So we'll talk to you then.